fluids in Factorio are defined by a couple characteristics. They're defined as flow rate and viscosity. Now, water naturally has low or pretty fast flow rate, pretty low viscosity, whereas crude oil is kind of the opposite. It has low flow rate and very high viscosity. Now, pressure in Factorio is defined by what the ratio is between how much capacity something has versus how much empty capacity something has. So you see these pipes are only filled to about halfway, whereas the tank is also filled to about halfway. So the pipes coming off of any fluid tank will reflect how much fluid is in that tank without any pumps or anything. So even though these pipes can only hold 10 water, because this thing can hold 2,500 and it's about half full, it will only fill half of the pipes. You can override this with a pump system where you force more fluid to the max capacity. So if I put a pump here, it will drain out of this capacity and force more into these pipes. And you can see because the flow rate is very high, it filled it pretty fast all the way down the line. Versus here, the same situation, you can see we have more up here than we do down here because the viscosity is so high. It takes longer for that pressure differential to fill up all the way down the line, even with a pump system. So you get high down here, but it will take a while to trickle down and fill these back up over here. Now, flow rate is also the item that you need to pay attention to. So I have the same setup here with empty pipes to show you how fast flow happens. So if I put a pipe here, it will quickly fill these up, balance themselves out to equal the pressure inside of the tank. So the water filled up pretty fast to the same level and it equalizes everything out. Versus the oil takes a while for it to flow down here. So long runs with oil will take much longer for the fluid to actually reach its destination. One way around this is underground pipes. Because the fluid goes square to square, so each square tries to, balance the pressure from each square around it, you start to lose that sort of pressure. It'll eventually fill up if you have a pump, no problem. But underground pipes only count as a single pipe. So you can run pipes all the way down like that and pretty much this will count as basically 3 pipes instead of the 24 or so that I have here. So these will balance much faster with long underground chains. Water is the same. It's the same dynamic, and that will allow you to figure out why your pipes are not filling up, because it will balance itself out will equalize the same ratio of empty to full from the storage tank ahead of the source storage tank. So you will always have the same amount of pressure in your pipes as your supply, unless you add a pump. And pumps are a very good way of maintaining maximum amount of pressure over long runs. One pump is really not enough. You want to be able to maximize the amount of throughput you get, and in order to do that, I would recommend there's a nice setup that you can use that uses 5 pumps to equalize the pressure down the line. So this setup right here will really go a long ways to make sure there's pipes and there's pressure all the way down the line. So adding these pumping stations, once you add this, these 5 pumps will push a lot of material and make sure these are all full down the line. This is a very nice system for maximizing the pressure, these little systems right here. So a single pump can move 10, and obviously 5 of them can move 50. So it really pushes a lot of material down the line. So having, an underground setup, and every roughly 7 or 8 of these underground pipe systems, every 7 or 8 of these iterations, put one of these down, and it will reset the pressure and push that much more material down the line. For oil, you probably want one maybe every 3 or 4 of the undergrounds, just because the viscosity is so high, you're not going to be able to push down, 7 or 8 of the underground pipes. So a little tip for fluid dynamics in Factorio, and thank you for watching.